Milan27 here, bringing you Naruto chapter 678, My Will. So the chapter begins as we see the tree roots extending to the remaining shinobi villages. Meanwhile, the original Team 7 is still being protected by Sasuke Susanoo, as Sakura asks Sasuke what was going on outside. However, Sasuke replies, "What would you do if you found out? Right now, there is nothing you can do." With Sakura being upset, Kakashi tries to tell Sasuke that it's not just her, but also Naruto himself want to know what's going on. Sakura is just trying to analyze the situation to better decide how to act next. However, Sasuke, telling it like it is, tells Kakashi that he is no better than Sakura, so just shut up and leave this to me. Wow. That is a dick move. I mean, goddamn, Sasuke, I know he's kind of right if you think about it, but to go as far as comparing Kakashi to Sakura, that's a bit harsh. And you think that Kakashi, being Sasuke's former sensei, might lecture him or something, or at least defend himself in a way, telling him that there's something that he can do, but no, instead he agrees with Sasuke. In fact, since Sasuke's the only one that can analyze what's going on outside thanks to his Rinnegan, he assigns Sasuke to take command of Team 7's four-man cell. However, Naruto, being stubborn and with the whole Naruto-Sasuke rivalry spiel, he disagrees. He even goes as far as saying that Kakashi, Sakura, and even himself can come up with a better plan than Sasuke. Okay, I know Naruto's trying to defend his teammate and sensei, but no. Just no. I mean, out of the four, I'd say the smartest one and the best person to come up with plans is Kakashi. But since he has lost his Sharingan eye and he's kind of out of commission considering all he went through, the second person that would have to take over would be Sasuke. Because we've seen in the past the plans he came up with before and after he left Konoha. However, considering his history, it's a bit iffy if he should be in charge, but in this case, it can't be helped. Plus, Sasuke's the only one that can see what's going on outside thanks to his Rinnegan eye, and they're gonna need it in order to stop Madara. Sakura, on the other hand, I know she's smart, but I never recalled her once ever coming up with a plan in Team 7, let alone being in charge of her own team. And as for Naruto, granted he does come up with some strategies during his fights, but he's not the smartest person in the group. Now, I didn't really mind their conversation that much. The problem is, however, it kind of makes the whole concept of teamwork 2 chapters ago kind of pointless, because at the end of the day, it's always Naruto and Sasuke. Now, don't get me wrong, Sakura still has her mitotic regeneration jutsu, and she still has medical ninjutsu, and Kakashi still has his arsenal of jutsu, and even though he lost his Sharingan eye, I'm pretty sure he can come up with some sort of strategy, but in the end, these two aren't strong enough or capable enough to help take on Madara. So moving on, Sasuke informs everyone that the Infinite Tsukuyomi has taken effect and that everyone outside has fallen under its spell. Now, it seems he's not aware that the previous Hokages are the only ones that aren't caught in the Infinite Tsukuyomi, so he just assumes that they're the only ones left that can stop Madara. We get to see a couple of the characters' dream worlds. Now, they don't actually share a dream world as a whole, they actually get their own personal dream world, living in their own dream. Some of them were kind of good, some of them were just meh, and there were some that were just plain dumb, but this does go on for 5 pages, so some of you guys might not like this one. So first is Hinata's dream world, where she's going on a date with Naruto, and they are being spied on by Neji, who's alive in this one, as well as her little sister Hanabi. Yeah, remember Hanabi? Remember that Hinata had a little sister? She hasn't even appeared in over 600 chapters, and it's only here that she appears. Now, fun fact, Kishimoto did create a post-time skip design for Hanabi, but it's not used in this chapter, it's used in the Rock Lee Springtime of Youth gag manga. Oh, and if you're wondering what I think about that series, it's hit and miss. My problem is with the series is that the author made Lee a dumbass. I mean, I know it's a gag manga, but Lee comes off as a dumbass. Anyway, Hinata's dream world, honestly, I didn't really mind it. I thought it was cute. Although I know that the Narahina fanboys and fangirls are gonna go nuts over this, but keep this in mind, this isn't real. The second person is Kiba, and I don't know why, but every time Kiba appears or does something, I'm starting to dislike him more and more, because in his dream world, he has become Hokage and has declared that today is National Dog Day. Yeah, sure, Kiba, you do that. Now, in the next dream world is Shino, who's flying on a giant bug, discovering new species of bugs. Meh, it's Shino. Next person is Chouji, and his dream world is eating lots and lots of food while having a girlfriend who is really into chunky guys, with Choza looking on saying that Chouji has found himself a weirdo perv. This is kinda okay, because Choji's found a nice girl that's into chunky guys, so good for him. With Shikamaru's dream world, I actually kind of like this one because it's just him looking at his parents and Asuma, who's alive in this one, and Kurenai together with their child. He said that marriage is just way too obnoxious and that he doesn't want to get married, and then someone agrees with him and it turns out to be Tamari. I really like Shikamaru and Tamari as a couple, and I actually want that to happen. So seeing this kind of makes me happy because it seems that Shikamaru has some sort of feelings towards Tamari, so I'm hoping that in the end of the series these two get together. Now next is Ino's dream, and oh dear lord, this is something out of a freaking fanfic. In her dream world, Sasuke and Sai are fighting over her, while her father, who is alive in this one, is proud of her being popular with the boys. Just when I was starting to like Ino, it turns out that she still has feelings for Sasuke. Are you fucking kidding me? I wouldn't have a problem if it was Sai, but the thing is, they only like interacted with each other like once in the entire freaking manga. And that one time is when Sai called her beautiful. And you know the sad thing is, we didn't get to see Sai's dream world. I mean, he's kind of sort of part of Team 7, so why didn't we get to see his dream world? I'm just saying. Lee's dream world is him beating up Naruto and Neji. This dream world I don't mind. It is Lee after all. But shouldn't Sasuke also be in this dream world too? I mean, I'm pretty sure Lee wants to beat up Sasuke since Sasuke is the object of Sakura's affections. Speaking of which, in this dream world, Sakura has fallen in love with Lee. Seems that Lee still has feelings for Sakura, even though she doesn't love him back. Whatever. Now, Tenten's dream world, it's just stupid. I'm sorry. It's just so stupid. Her dream world is for Guy and Lee to be normal with different hairdos. I got nothing. Moving on to the next one. We get Mei Terumi for some reason. I don't know why we get to see the Mizukage because we don't get to see the rest of the Kages. I mean, we get to see Tsunade and Gaara's dream worlds, which I'll get to that later, but Onoki and A, we don't get to see their dream worlds. I'm curious as to see what A's dream world might be, but no, we get to see Mei's dream world, which is her being married to some guy that looks an awful lot like C from Kumo, while the rest of the Kages observe and look happy, except for Tsunade, who looks jealous. So does Mei hate Tsunade or something? I don't get it. Now we move on to Tsunade's dream world, where in this one, Dan and Nawaki and Jiraiya are alive. Jiraiya is giving Nawaki one of his Make Out Paradise novels, while Dan is Hokage instead of Tsunade, and Orochimaru is still in the village, so the old team is back together. Now, I know a lot of people don't like Tsunade that much, but you gotta admit, this dream world is kinda nice, especially when you see Jiraiya again. Now, the final dream world has to be my favorite because, one, it makes the most sense, and two, it gave me the most feels, and it's Gaara's dream world. When you see it, you can't help but feel sad for him. In his dream world, he is a little boy living with Tamari, Kankuro, and his parents, who are both alive, and his father is not a complete douchebag, as one big happy family. Yashimaru, his uncle, is also alive, and in this dream world, Naruto and Gaara are best friends. Now, back with the original Team 7, according to Sasuke, apparently the moonlight for the Infinite Tsukiyomi has a time limit because the light was gradually getting weaker until the moon was no longer shining. I had no idea that the moonlight was supposed to stop shining because I thought it was a permanent thing, like becoming a second sun or something, but I guess it doesn't really matter if the moon has stopped shining because in the end, everyone has still fallen into the Infinite Tsukiyomi. So I guess destroying the moon like Piccolo is a bust. Now that the moon has stopped shining, Sasuke deactivates his Susanoo as they come face to face with Black Zetsu. According to Sasuke, a Rinnegan's Genjutsu can be dispelled by the Rinnegan itself. So it looks like that they're gonna need Sasuke's Rinnegan to dispel the Infinite Tsukiyomi somehow. What, are they gonna get him close to the moon so that he can also do the Infinite Tsukiyomi too and deactivate it? I don't know. But first they have to deal with Black Zetsu. However, Madara jumps into the fray saying, "I, the savior of this world, shall finish you." So not only do they have to deal with Black Zetsu and Madara, but they also have to deal with his shadows since they're surrounded by 4 of them in every direction. Madara tells them that there's nothing that they can do because everyone has been disconnected from their suffering, pain, and their futility. Even though everyone is living in their perfect dream world where everything that they've ever wanted in their life has come true, Naruto just tells them that it is one big giant lie because this peace is not real. It's not true peace. But Madara tells Naruto, "Who are you to interfere with the happiness of everyone? I have transformed this hell into heaven. Surely you've realized by now this is the end."
Wrong!
Yeah, that actually happened. Madara gets backstabbed by Black Zetsu. Okay, honestly, I was really surprised when I read that because I did not see that coming. I mean, he shoved his arm right through Madara's chest. It's fortunate that Madara is the Jubi Jinchuriki, otherwise he would have died from that. So why is Black Zetsu betraying Madara? Well, Madara does not understand everything, and even though he created him from his will, it's not Madara's will that is inside Black Zetsu. It is the true mastermind behind the Infinite Tsukiyomi, the final villain that is the most evil and vilest of all villains in Naruto. It is none other than the ramen guy. So, okay, I kid. It's actually Kaguya. Yeah, her will was the true source of Black Zetsu's creation. Well, I knew she was gonna make an appearance in this manga in some shape or form. Wasn't expecting it to be the will that created Black Zetsu. So Naruto and Sasuke knew about Kaguya because of their conversation with the Rikudo Sennin, which, by the way, are we ever gonna get to see Sasuke's conversation with the Rikudo Sennin anytime soon? I'm wondering about that. Am I the only one who's wondering about that? Well, anyway, Kaguya's will starts to spread all over Madara's body, and that is where the chapter ends. So yeah, that is Naruto chapter 678. What did I think? Well, there are those that would give this chapter a 10 out of 10, and there are those that would just hate this chapter, but for me, I'm kind of stuck in the middle. I did like the plot twist of Black Zetsu betraying Madara. I did not see that coming, and it really did surprise me. But learning that it wasn't Madara's will that created Black Zetsu, but Kaguya's will, didn't make a lot of sense to me, because if you recall back in the anime and the manga, before Madara died, he poured his will into one of the Zetsu clones to create Black Zetsu. So how did Kaguya's will get mixed into Black Zetsu? I have no idea. I hope Kishimoto explains this because this kind of feels like a retcon. I mean, I never recalled Madara doing any special unique hand signs or anything. Maybe this is a secret yin-yang release jutsu or something. I don't know, but if I also recall correctly, part of Madara's will was manifested into a chakra receiver which extended into the Getomazo statue's navel. So maybe the Getomazo statue mixed Kaguya's will into Black Zetsu, but that also doesn't make a lot of sense because wouldn't that also mean that Kaguya's will was sealed inside the Getomazo? Oh my God, I really have no idea. So hopefully Kishimoto comes up with a really good explanation, because if he doesn't, this will turn into a really bad retcon, and I have not recalled a single clue or hint that Black Zetsu was connected to Kaguya in some way. Speaking of Kaguya, it seems that she's going to be the true final villain of this arc, not Madara. I really don't know how to feel about this. I mean, I knew Kaguya was going to make an appearance in this manga in some way. I was kind of hoping that she would just make an appearance in terms of mythology, not as an actual being. But then again, we had the Rikudo Sennin make an appearance, so sure, why not the rabbit goddess? Honestly, it feels like that Kishimoto cannot decide who is the final villain of the series. We all thought it was going to be Madara, but no, it turns out it's going to be Kaguya. Unless this is really his plan. And you know what's funny if you think about it? Obito, who was suppressing Black Zetsu, this whole time was suppressing Kaguya's will. So if Madara gets taken over by Kaguya's will, that would be pretty lame, because chapter after chapter we've seen several characters trying to take down Madara, whether he be Edo Tensei or alive. If next week he gets taken over by Kaguya's will and that is what takes him down, that would be pretty lame in Madara's part. In all honesty here, Madara as a villain, he can be sometimes good and he can be sometimes bad. Bad was when he wasn't doing anything at all, and good was whenever he does something. However, there are still some things we don't know about Madara's past, and I was hoping we would get a backstory on this guy, or at least see his side of the story since we've seen Hashirama's side of the story. I'm actually still hoping for that. I am a bit conflicted on Madara at this moment, and conflicted about the whole Kaguya's will thing, but if Kishimoto does a really good job in the next chapter, then I think I would be okay with it. I mean, it depends on the execution. So if Kishimoto executes this very well, then this might be an okay plot twist. We'll just have to wait and see how this all turns out. I just hope that Madara does not get taken over by Kaguya's will so easily. I mean, if Obito can suppress Black Zetsu, then I'm pretty sure Madara can do it too. Now, as for the Dream Worlds, my personal favorites were were Gaara and Shikamaru's because they were the only ones that I really did like. However, a majority of these dream worlds consisted of either being in charge or falling in love. The dream worlds that I didn't like seeing were Tentens and Kiba's because their dream worlds were kind of stupid. Now, I can understand why some people might not like seeing these dream worlds because it does take up 5 pages and, well, it could have been shorter. However, I am curious as to see some of the other characters' dream worlds, like, I don't know, Orochimaru, the Tsuchikage, but I can't help but get the feeling that the anime might make a filler arc out of these dream worlds in some way. Now, with Team 7, and when I mean Team 7, I mean Naruto and Sasuke, I'm curious if they're going to take this opportunity to attack Madara, considering that he can't move because of Black Zetsu. And I'm pretty sure Black Zetsu has to stay still in order to allow Kaguya's will to take over Madara. But then again, there are his shadows that they have to deal with. Which, speaking of the shadows, how are the shadows going to be affected by this? Can they also not move too? Well, we'll just have to wait and see next week. So overall, this chapter wasn't really amazing, but it wasn't terrible. So I'm kind of stuck in the middle with this one. But I am curious to see how this all turns out. I will admit the Kaguya thing I'm not sure about, but I did like the plot twist with Black Zetsu. So tell me guys, what do you think of this week's chapter of Naruto? Did you like it? Did you hate it? What do you think of Black Zetsu betraying Madara? Let me know in the comments below. Be sure to like the video if you like it and subscribe to more videos. Also be sure to check out my Facebook fan page and Google+. So yeah, that is Naruto chapter 678. I'm Lunar Spawn 27 and I will see you guys later. Bye.